right in the kisser.
How the devil are you? Why are you all that? Now, I just wanted to make this video quickly, simply because I've just spent a few days making a video which I have had to scrap. I thought, no, I can't make this video and I can't post it. And so a lot of people accuse reviewers, I've never been accused to be fair, accuse reviewers of being shills and selling out, and they're just an advertising tool for these companies, which potentially could be true, could not be true. But I just wanted to give you an example of my experience with a recent product I've just been sent. So this company have made an amp and they said, will you review it for us and then we'll send it to you to review. I said, yeah, great, thank you, really appreciate it. And I got this amp, took it out of the box, and as some of you well know, I do stop motion animation for my unboxings. That takes flipping ages, okay? So I spent a good couple of days, a day or two, probably 2 days, over 2 days reviewing this amp or doing video and whatever, and I've had to scrap a lot, and it's very disheartening. It's quite like, you know, I got other products I could have been reviewing. Some of these companies do put a little bit of pressure on us reviewers to get these reviews out within a certain time scale. So even though I love doing this, I love it, I love it. But there is it's not all easy going, okay? Some of these companies do put a tiny bit of pressure on you, not a lot, but do put a tiny bit of pressure on you to get the video out, and they give you a little nudge now and again when the video hasn't been released. So you're like, oh, I better get it done. Oh. So there is that. Anyway, so I'm digressing. So I got this amp and I put it all together and I was just doing the editing and I thought, I can't post this. I don't want to post a bad review of this amp. I want to give the company a chance. Okay, so basically, I won't tell you the name of the company and I won't tell you the name of the amp at all. I won't say nothing. No, my lips are sealed. Anyway, right. So, but the problem was there was a couple of things that was going wrong with it, and as I went along in the review, I was like, oh, another one, another problem, another issue. Oh. So basically, this amp came with plastic feet on it, and it's one of the small amps. You know, I think it's kind of trying to compete, I think, with the Fosi Audio V3, that sort of price point. Okay, similar size amp, and it had plastic feet on it, and the on-off was a push button. So when you pushed it, when you pushed the push button to turn it on, it just slid back because of the plastic feet, right? And you had to hold the top of the amp and then push it to stop it sliding back. I thought that was a bit. Just get some rubber feet on it, okay? Put rubber feet on it. Surely it can't be that much more expensive to get rubber feet than plastic feet. You tell me. I don't think so. So that was that. Then there was no Bluetooth on it or anything like that. It was just a standard amp like the V3. And you had to press and hold the button for 4 seconds to turn it on, and press and hold the button for 4 seconds to turn it off. And I was like, why do I need to do that? It should be just on, off, or even better, just click on and off. That'd be better. But okay, you've got a on, off button. Why the hell do I have to hold it for 4 seconds? Now, I understand if there was if that button was also controlling Bluetooth or something, where you do a short press for Bluetooth and a long press for off and on, something like that. But it wasn't. There was no need for that 4 seconds. It might only be 4 seconds, but I thought, well, that's a pain in the neck. So there was that, right? And then I found that the volume knob, it wasn't a very smooth motion. That when you were turning it up and down, you could hear it scraping on something inside. I thought, oh, that's not very good. You know, you want to, when you got the V3, the volume knob is very smooth. Okay, you want it to be smooth. It's not going, you could hear it scraping, feel it scraping on something inside. I thought, well, the quality control isn't great on it. So there was that. Then, so it's got it's like 3255, or is it? Trouble is, one of them is a 3255 and one of them's a 5532. Is it the 5532? I can't remember which is the op amp and which is the amplifier chip. Anyway, one of the two. But it's so it should be able to handle up to, or in the manual it said it should be able to handle up to 48 volt 5 amp power supply. It only came with a 24 volt 3 amp, which I think is well underpowered really in this day and age. If it wants to compete, it should have at least a 36 volt 5 amp in my opinion. But I had a 48 volt 5 amp power supply tucked away somewhere. Thought I'll stick that on now and see what that sounds like. So everything was going fine for the first few minutes. Great, I'm really impressed with the sounds. Really good, not bad. All of a sudden, cuts out. Oh, what's going on there? So I turned it off, plug, put it back in, played it for a few minutes, goes off again. Now I think what was happening was it was going into protection mode. So I was like, oh. So then I had a 36 volt 5 amp power supply lying around. So I stuck that on, no problems at all. And I thought the 36 volt 5 amp sounded a lot better than the 24 volt 3 amp, okay? I thought I was a bit underpowered. But if it says in the manual that it can handle up to a 48 volt 10 amp, it should be able to handle that 48 volt 5. I wasn't blasting it. Volume was about halfway. It wasn't like I was like really pushing the amp to its extremes. So there was that issue as well. And then the icing on the cake was it started crackling in the right hand channel. So when I was trying to do a sound test, I was doing a sound comparison to the V3 and it was a crackle here. So I was like, oh, I was like, I've got to abandon this. I can't do it. So I'd done all this editing, done all these sound comparisons, and I had to abandon the video. Now, I could have just posted that with all the negative points on it, but you've got to give these companies a chance. They're doing us a favour by sending us products, so you've got to help them back. I think one of our jobs as reviewers is to try and tell these companies, look, this is what's wrong with it. If you can correct these issues, then you're onto a winner. Because the amp sounded really good, and it had loads of bottom end grunt. I loved it. So anyway, what I did was only today I just done it. I just listed all the things that I thought that they can improve upon and sent them an email and said, I can't do the review. I'm not going to post a review because I don't want to bash your product. I want to give you a chance. Do you know what I mean? So I listed, I hope they're not offended. I hope they take it on the chin. And I'm sure I think that's a better thing to do, isn't it, than post a negative review about a product. So this is the thing, right? You've got to understand that I could have posted that and give a negative review, but I've decided not to. So you could think, oh, he's always giving positive reviews. Well, so I tend to only review a product that I'd like to, that I like. And if it's a bad product, I don't, and the company tend to make good products otherwise. I'm generalizing here. I like to give the company a chance. I don't know, let me know what you guys think. What would you have done in this situation? Would you have carried on and posted a crap review of this amp? Or would you give the company a chance? Anyway, just wanted to get that off my chest because I just spent best part of 2 days doing this flipping video and I had to abandon it. Ooh. Anyway, I'll catch you in the next one.